Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Happy Friday to you. So if you're watching this video right this very second, it's very likely you're watching the replay. If you would put hashtag replay in the comments, I would so appreciate that. So today I need to make an arrangement for a sympathy. And I was going to put it in one of these little wooden churches that we have. This is the last one we have in stock for right now, and so I thought this would be beautiful. Honestly, I think I'm going to take this ribbon off of it. It has, we have a little lady that hand makes these for us, and I think I want the bow off. So I removed the bow. But what I'm going to do is I am going to add a design bowl down into this container. My words won't come. I'm going to set it down into this container and add some flowers to it. So our design bowls are just long green loamy dishes. It's actually not a loamy, it's actually just a green design bowl. Very inexpensive. We order these from a company called Direct Floral, and I think it retails at like $3. It's pretty inexpensive. This is a block of fresh floral foam. Now you'll hear a lot of times people call it Oasis foam. Oasis is a brand of fresh floral foam. We actually use a brand called Thirsty Foam, and it's from a company called Ludwig. And so I just buy in bulk. It works just the same. It's the same type of product. Hello everybody. When you come on, please tell me hello. Tell me how you're doing today. Tell us where you're from. Miss Victoria is here with me. So if you have any questions, talk to us and we will talk as we work. So I have taken this block of foam and I cut off about, I don't know, a very small portion off the end down here. I am going to trim up this foam just a little bit using my floral knife. Now let me tell you, anytime you're working with fresh floral foam, soak it first. And I know I say that a lot, but you never know. You always want to make sure that is known. So I'm taking my floral knife and I just trimmed up that foam. Now this foam can be dropped back into, so we have like a big tub that we soak our fresh floral foam in. This can be dropped back into that water and it can be used on another project. If you have enough room to do that, or if you have a tub that always has water in it, drop it back in. If your foam, and I don't know if I've ever said this to you guys before, if your foam has dried out, you cannot re-soak it. So don't try to take it out, take all the flowers out, and then store a container with foam in it. That foam will not be reusable. And it's just because for some reason it won't rehydrate and hold water again, so the flowers won't last in it. So we use this. I'm going to set it to the side over here. I got to thinking, where was I going with that? I'm talking so much. I apologize. I'm going to take some tape and I am going to tape my foam into place. So this is called waterproof tape. Here in Starkville, we've always called it bulldog tape. And I've had other people around say that they called it bulldog tape too. So I'm just taking that and I'm taping that foam into that container. I like to tape it in two separate places. So just in case the tape breaks, it's not a big deal. It's holding in a second spot.
Sunny in Hunt, Maryland. She loves your blouse.
Oh, thank you. And we're reconnecting. Did I just go blank on you? Hey, did we have an internet issue?
I don't think so.
We just froze. Your cellular data. Keep trying Wi-Fi. I'm going to just use my data. Hey, I'm sorry. We froze. I apologize. So I taped everything in. It's taped in place. And I'm just going to drop it right down into this wooden container. So you can see how that little design bowl fits right down into that wooden box very well.
Miss Gloria wants to know if we sell those churches.
This is the last one that I had in stock, but I tried to keep them in. But we can certainly get them. I have a little lady who hand makes them and she brings them to us. But I can certainly get them. I gotta sneeze. There it went. I'm sorry. I'm going to start out using a little bit of leather leaf and covering my container. So I'm going to just break this into smaller pieces and just tuck that right down into that floral foam.
Church is awesome.
Isn't that a pretty church? I think it's so pretty. You know, not too long ago, I did a video with the cross that had the little square wooden box on the bottom. The same little lady did the cross also. These have been really great sellers here in our shop. I have never put them on our website because I usually buy in low quantity. I don't buy a whole lot at a time. But if you're interested, we could order some extras and have them on our website. Because they really make really pretty little containers for flowers. And with the square box, they hold a plant really well. So I'm just taking my leather leaf and I'm breaking it into small pieces and tucking it right into that foam.
Miss Rhea says, I was just watching that video with the pink flowers.
Were you? Okay, so there is our leather leaf tucked in. Thank you, thank you. Next I'm going to come in with a little bit of holly fern. I'm going to strip off some of the bottom fronds. And I'm just going to take my holly fern and kind of tuck it in here and there.
Miss Emily asks, how much would this one cost?
So the container itself is $45, and then whatever you put into the flowers. So this is actually a gift from me to a sweet friend of mine, and so I'm not worried about the cost of the flowers necessarily because it's from me. But we can put, you know, whatever you need the flowers to cost. But the container itself is $45.
Miss Linda Jones says, Happy Friday. I love this container.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
They're loving it.
Isn't that a pretty container? It's so sweet. Okay, so there's our holly fern. And I just cut it in small pieces and I just kind of put it here and there. So there's our holly fern tucked in. That's already pretty, isn't it? All right, next I wanted to do some blue delphinium. And I love this pretty blue delphinium. The delphinium really came in full this week. It's so pretty. So I'm going to strip off some of the bottom blooms just strictly because they're broken. So I'm just cutting those off, cutting that stem.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. I'm going to scoot y'all back just a little bit so it's easier for you to see. I have you really close.
Maria Norman says, I made a balloon yesterday whilst watching. She says, I sent you a picture on Messenger.
I will have to go look, Rhea. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Hello, thank you for being here.
Miss Shelley says, finally alive. Hope you'll have a wonderful weekend and please get some rest. Thanks to your mama, Monty.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, Allison loves the color variation in the delphinium, she said.
Isn't it so pretty? It kind of has some light shades and deeper shades. So really, really pretty. Okay, so there's our delphinium. Next we are going to come in with, let's see, I have some daisies and some roses and some solidago. Let's come in with some solidago next. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to break it into smaller pieces and just kind of tuck it here and there.
Carl Garrison says, love the container. Hope that you get more for your website. It will be beautiful.
Yes, I do need to order us some. I need to give her a call and get her to make a few. Okay, so this has pretty long little pieces on it. So I'm going to take it and break those off and use those individually right down into that foam. So I just took those little pieces and now I'm going to take them and just kind of tuck them throughout. And I'm going to leave them to the side and tuck my flowers in and then we'll tuck those around. Next I'm going to come in with some lilies. So I have some beautiful orange Asiatic lilies Now, often I will wait and use my lilies last, but because it's my largest flower, I thought we would tuck them in first. Now, let me explain to you why I use them last. Is because they break, they bruise and break really easily. But it's hard to wait and put him in last because he's so large. So I'm going to kind of tuck him over here to the side. Push him right down in. And then I'm going to come in with a few of these beautiful heart roses. So we have some very large heart roses. And I love that they're pretty open and pretty. So, so pretty. So I'm going to take and cut that stem really short. Yes, Miss Peggy, and we got her taken care of. We did a beautiful arrangement. She was very pleased. Thank you.
Miss Sue says, love this. I'm so happy to be watching you live.
So glad you're here, Sue. Thank you for watching. Look at how pretty these roses are.
Miss Eileen Ogden says, just woke up in Brisbane, Australia. This looks interesting. What is it for?
It is a sympathy piece. So it is for a sympathy arrangement.
Ooh, they really are liking your shirt.
Why, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. All right, so I have a few roses tucked in, and I have our orange lilies. I have some fun, sweet little sunflowers. So, sunflowers come in 3 different sizes. You can order them in a small, medium, and large. I prefer a medium. I don't want them too tiny, but I don't want them too large either. I prefer them just right. And so this actually is a small sunflower. And let me show you, like up against my hand. He's a pretty small little guy. He's not as large. But sometimes our small come in the size of a quarter. So they're really too small in my opinion. But these smalls are actually pretty good. I really like this size because it's not the big, huge focal. A lot of times our large sunflowers will come in, I mean, almost even a dessert plate. And to me, that's so big, it takes over the entire arrangement. So if I were to choose, I would choose a medium to a small. So this is actually a small, but they're really sweet. I thought these would be pretty tucked in.
Ellen O'Brien says, you look beautiful. Life your
Oh, y'all are so sweet to me.
Rhea says, our Princess of Wales, Catherine, is going to go to her first public performance tomorrow. She's undergoing chemotherapy for cancer. It's so lovely to be able to see her.
Is she doing well? I haven't really read much on everything. I hope she's doing well. Bless her heart. I know that's such a hard thing to go through.
John Miller says, orange lilies are my favorite flower, and
Are
orange
they?
is my favorite color.
I did not know that, Dawn Miller. I'm not sure why I didn't know that. Orange is Robbie's favorite color too. Look at those sweet sunflowers kind of tucked in there.
Miss Kay Jones says, we have a very large area in our pasture planted with sunflowers for dove hunting. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, it is so pretty, and they make the those sunflower fields make the prettiest pictures, don't they? To go out and take pictures with little ones. They're so pretty. Okay, this is a yin yang daisy. So I'm going to take this daisy and I am going to take my knife, and you can see I kind of tucked it in and I cut it into 2 different pieces. Now most of the time I like to use snips or scissors to cut that, and it's strictly because you can so easily break so many of your little blooms off, but I did good that time. So I'm just taking and I cut it into a couple pieces to tuck those little happy yin yang daisies in there.
Miss Angie Ham says, love this unique arrangement. I love it. Also have enjoyed all videos that you've put on Facebook. Oh, she liked the bow tutorial. Thanks. And she hopes you have a great weekend, and she loves your blouse.
Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you for being here.
Miss Cheryl from Michigan. She's so glad to catch us 2 days in a row live. She says that never happens to me. Hoping you will all have a good weekend. We are supposed to be very warm, so I guess you will be too. And she wishes everyone a happy Father's Day. and was praying for your mama.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we are going to celebrate the fathers this weekend. So we're going to celebrate Jason and my daddy and my brother and my brother-in-law. Everybody's going to come over to my house and we are going to cook out. I just decided that we're going to celebrate every occasion. With Mama, we're going to celebrate everything we can celebrate. We make up things to celebrate, I think, and that's okay, but we're excited to celebrate our fathers this weekend. All right, there's some yin yang daisies, and I'm going to come back in with our little solidago, and I'm going to tuck it in, and then I have some beautiful foliage that we'll add last.
Miss Kathleen Robb says she loves the arrangement.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, the one thing you always have to remind someone when you give them this as a gift is it's important that they water it every single day because the reservoir doesn't hold tons of water. So often when we send out an arrangement like this, I like to put a little tag on the arrangement that says, "I'm thirsty, please add water daily," because it'll wilt. It's just not going to hold very long if you don't add water. So this container will slip right out. I didn't tape him in. He will slip right out, and you could just tuck this in your sink and pour water right into the reservoir and then drop him right back into the container. But it fits very easily down into that little church.
They're saying it's lovely. Allison, she says, yes, it's so important to celebrate what we can with family and friends. Life is just too short.
It is, Allison. It is so short, and I've just decided we're just going to celebrate all the time. We're just going to celebrate all the time because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. I'm going to add a little bit of silver dollar eucalyptus. And Mama said, well, that sounded good to her. She's so funny. So I'm just taking that eucalyptus and cutting it into small pieces, and I am just kind of tucking it right around the edge of that container. Oh, get your knife turned correctly.
I have more gorgeous
That's one. I don't think I told you earlier, Victoria, I spoke to a friend, and her daughter just had a new baby not too long ago, and they named her Monty.
Aww.
Her name is also Montgomery, and they called her Monty. And I was like, well, that is a beautiful name. But she was so excited to tell me they named her grandbaby Monty. All right, the last thing we're going to add is just a little spiral eucalyptus. Now, I love spiral eucalyptus. I think it's so pretty, and it gives us a little bit of movement in an arrangement. Now, when you're working with spiral eucalyptus, it's sticky. It has a lot of sap. I don't know why this variety has so much more sap than the others, but I'm going to take it and cut it into smaller pieces, and I go ahead and strip those leaves off. But it's really sticky, but it smells wonderful. Okay, did you cut them out of your yard? I bet they're day lilies. I bet they're not Asiatic, so they're not going to they're not going to reopen. So a day lily only lasts a day, and often you have those growing in your yard, and they're often that pretty orange or a bright yellow. They look exactly like this lily, except they're called a day lily.
She says yes.
Yes. So I'd pull them out and I'd add something else, unless you cut them on Sunday morning and take them and add them back into the arrangement. If they've opened up on Sunday morning, then they'll stay open for the service. But they're not going to last any longer than a day.
Melissa and William Shue says, love your videos. How many people work in your shop?
Gosh, Victoria, we have me and Jason, my husband, and I. We have our son, Owen. We have Callie and Robbie. Callie's a cousin, Robbie's my sister, and then we have our Victoria. Victoria is the shining star. Victoria is, yeah, so that's how many, Victoria? Me and Jason, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 people. And then Micah Thomas, our youngest son, he comes and helps. He helps us clean out the cooler, and he helps us wash all the vehicles and all those kind of things.
Oh, Miss Vicky says she made it before she left for vacation.
Oh no. Did you put only those lilies? Because I wonder if somebody else could just pull those out.
She says, oh, fooey.
Oh, that's a good word. I need to use that.
Miss Ivy Lane says, so happy your mama is doing well. I lost my husband in 2020 after 9 years of kidney cancer.
Oh, goodness. That was a battle, wasn't it?
She said that, hope you have some new people joining, some new hellos.
Hello, hello, hello. So glad y'all are here.
New people. It's Miss Linda Jester, Miss Mary. They watch us all the time.
So they're not really new.
They're not new. They're just new to this
they're
live
new
today.
to this live, today's live.
We know them. They're our friends.
I did say welcome one time to someone. I put it in the messages, and she said, "I'm here all the time. I'm not new."
Miss Vicky says, I harvested everything and made it all for free with blue hydrangeas and a lot of fern and tiny daisies. I'll send you a picture on Facebook.
It sounds beautiful. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people don't even know about flowers. They don't know a thing. I'm sure it's absolutely beautiful, and they will not even notice that the lilies are missing. Because they didn't know they were there in the first place, except you and I know, and that's all that matters. So don't worry about it at all. I'm sure it's beautiful. Okay, so I added, and my hands are sticky from all the sap. So I added our eucalyptus, and there is our finished sympathy arrangement made in a little church container. So it's a wooden church. I'm glad I took that bow off.
Miss Margaret says that she lost Gerard in 2020 and with only 6 weeks notice.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know that's so hard.
Miss Shelley Easley says, your mama has 2 very special daughters. Enjoy the Father's Day celebration.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, Miss Vicky says, thank you, Monty.
I promise it'll be beautiful. Nobody's ever going to even pay attention. They won't even know. And if they do, say, well, I'm sorry. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Miss Linda Jester wants to know what this is for.
Miss Linda, I have a friend who lost her stepdad, and I thought it'll be a while before they have a service, and I thought I would take her some pretty flowers out to her home for them to enjoy over the weekend. So that's what it's for. It's just for my sweet friend. Welcome, Miss Ann. So glad you're here.
Miss K. Murray says, I once had eucalyptus growing in my yard. It was so pretty.
Oh, I have tried to grow it here in Mississippi. I think we might be too hot. But now there was some growing. I saw a neighbor's tree, and I thought, oh, I could grow that, and it didn't. It did not take. It died. And so I think it would be beautiful if I could grow it. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. But the spiral eucalyptus, for some reason, or the baby blue, for some reason is very sappy, and like my sister Robbie is allergic to it, so she can't strip it because it causes her hands to break out, so she can't take it and strip all that foliage off. So she'll go and get a piece and she'll say, here, strip this for me. But sometimes people are allergic to the oil or the sap that's in it, but it does make an arrangement pretty, in my opinion. I think it's a really, really pretty foliage. Guys, thank y'all for being here. Thank you so much. If you have any questions about how we do things, please let us know. We are so happy to answer any questions you might have. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and be sure to celebrate those fathers and let them know how important they are to you. I will be back on Monday. I'll do a devotion at 8 o'clock on Monday morning, and then we will have another live video in the afternoon. Guys, y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you real soon. Hey, do me a favor and sprinkle this video so others can see it, and if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up or a heart. Thanks, guys.